back, everyone, to another KOTP podcast. This is episode 2.
The people want you. People need you.
I am Coney, NPDO 45 Anacone, Coney, Anacone, whatever you want to call me. I am your host. This is Goo on my left.
What's going on, guys?
Currently, we have Canadian Sniper hanging out. Later,
Sniper, eh?
our new and official third co-host, King Coop, will be joining us in a little bit, as well as our official guest for the night, Axo. For now,
Founder.
yeah, the founder.
Proper introduction. I guess I'll receive that later, but
For now, we have some announcements for the clan. Clan Wars. Last week's Clan Wars. The top spot was taken by Like a Boss with 100,000 points, and in Hardcore Rift, that's doing something. He also had the highest points per match, as well as the highest KD. Silent Zephyr, though, went for that head case, man. 151 of them. Although
Beautiful.
Insane had 28 matches, which is the most. Which is actually kind of low. But it's Clash, so, whatever.
I mean, the way Clan Wars is going, that's going to be kind of normal anyways, so.
Yeah. Anyways,
Get the-
on to next week. Well, next event. Next week is Iron Banner. Next event is Control, and the mins are going to be 7 for Knights and then 5 for Rising. The modifiers are Sore Loser, Control Freak, Rocket Man, and as the usual clan member bonus. So, as Stink knows that I like to do, we're going to do that circle strat with rockets, just run around the map in a circle and cap as many points as possible. Get like 14 caps in one go. That's what you do. What do you think, Q?
Use the modifiers.
Yeah, abuse them.
them.
Abuse them.
Not only utilize, but yes.
I mean, I think it would have been cool if it was a...
For the clan, it just makes the most
Yeah.
the most of your time, so.
Yeah, I think it would have been cool if there was, like, fisticuffs as well. That'd have been hilarious. Well, I mean, it'd been a
Fisticuffs are
super...
not my cup of tea,
It'd
particularly.
been a super
but-
high scoring type of thing, though.
Yeah. Consistently, yeah.
So the next up on the agenda is the tournament Slack, or the tournament registry. So, for those of you that don't know, anyone in KOTP, Knights or Rising, can join a tournament that will be starting on July 9th. Games will start at 10 a.m. Eastern, and you got to be registered by July 1st if you're going to be in a team. Single players can join by July 5th. You just got to sign up on the list in the Slack app. When registering, you need to have a team name, and you need to have a captain to email the leadership at kotptournaments@gmail.com. You email your team name and your roster to them. So there's that.
Yeah, this is a really great opportunity to be able to like reach out to some new clanmates. I know the single player list is fairly long, and I also saw that leaders were looking into matchmaking for you guys. But you should be able to just like go like reach out to someone and say, let's play a few crucible matches, things go, hang out, get to know each other. Because really, when it comes down to it, like it's a team game. You gotta be able to work well together. So leaving it up to like matchmaking is like not ideal in my opinion. So you should get out there and play with some people.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great way to meet new people, like, all the time. Like, this is a great way to do it. You
I'm looking for the list of the tournament teams right now.
The tournament teams. Let's see. I just had that up. Tournament team roster so far is the Scrubs, which is Canadian, Exiled, and Jigsaw. Serrated Dark Money, which is DJ, Dark Reven, D Money, and Serrated. That was a brilliant name. Team Israel, which is.
It feels like it actually works.
I mean,
like it shouldn't work, but it does.
It's like peanut butter and celery. You'd think it wouldn't work, but then you like it in the end.
Yeah.
Team Israel, which is Ryder, Agent Sush, and Navy Thunder. And then 2.5 Brits, which will be Dan Manovac, Gone Lone Legacy, and Oj Prometheus. And then what's not yet on there is the KOTPodcast team, which is going to be called KWA. And that's going to be me, Goo, and Coop. Which
nice with attitude, if you weren't aware.
We got attitude. Yes, it is. It is in one of the pinned posts, actually.
So for like a noob, why don't you go over how you get to the pinned posts on the clan website?
So for a pinned post, if you're on your phone, I'm assuming iPhone would be the same as an Android. You're gonna go up to the top. You're gonna tap in the top left corner. You're gonna, there'll be a slide out thing from the left. You go through and you look through them and you find general. Tap on that. Go up to the top where you click on the word general. And down or up will come some options. You're gonna go to pinned items, and then right now there's tournament team roster at the top, and then also there's a bet on what the Scorpio Xbox is gonna cost, and I'm pretty confident in my bet on that one. Goo, what do you think the Xbox Scorpio pricing bet? Have you seen that?
I haven't looked at it too much. I've heard like a little bit about it.
Oh, so what's gonna happen is whoever's the farthest off will buy whoever's the closest to Kuzi.
Oh, okay. So you're actually just making like a guess of like what it's gonna cost.
Yeah, the base model at MSRP. So what they're selling it for, not taxes included. I bet $499.99. I don't think they're gonna go. Because what did the original Xbox sell for? It was like $500, right?
Wait, so the new Xbox is gonna be called
No,
Scorpion?
Not the S, the Scorpio, the one that's coming out next fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be
super
made by
upgraded
Microsoft?
one, the super high caliber one is what's going on.
Is it like next generation, or is this just like an upgraded model?
It's
I mean, I guess
basically
that's what it becomes.
it's kind of a mixture. It's gonna have like it's gonna have 6 teraflops or gigaflops.
Okay.
Teraflops, I think is what. Yeah, which is insane.
Can you compare that to what we have now?
We have like 1.5 teraflop.
Okay.
Right now.
And that's
that's how many floating point computations it can do at one time, if I remember what I read, which is how much I don't want to say it's like RAM, but I don't know. They haven't given us a whole lot to go on it, but that's the
So this sounds like game changing technology.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Only a year away too.
Yeah, next fall. Well, and then the what's the PlayStation version? Anyways, the PlayStation 4.5 is coming out soon as well. So that's why they were going to do it in 2 years, but they upgraded their schedule because of what PlayStation did, where they're going to come out. Yeah. Yeah, they upgraded their time schedule accordingly. Let's see. All right, so this week I got Overwatch, and It's pretty great. Goo's
What do you
been
like about
nagging
it?
on me to get Overwatch. He's like, dude, you should get it. And immediately when we
Yeah.
started a podcast, he's like, if we're gonna talk about Overwatch, you should get it. And I'm like, well, you know what, I just got
I'll
paid,
tell you, if I'm ever frustrated with Destiny, it is a
It
welcome
is
break
fun.
going over to
It is a
Overwatch.
lot of fun. Not gonna lie, my favorite character thus far is Widowmaker. People are like, "Why do you like Widowmaker?" I'm a sniper at heart. Like I like that long range shot. Like it's nice.
They actually just nerfed her.
Really?
Her damage output, I believe, yeah.
Oh,
So she can still one shot most enemies, but not some of the like I don't think she can even res Sniper Reaper right now. He has 250 health,
hmm,
but she's still good. They nerfed McCree a little bit too.
hmm.
So my favorite character right now is Roadhog. Got
Well,
a
I
big
knew
chain.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a savage. I feel like he's overpowered too, so he'll probably get a nerf. I wouldn't be
Hmm.
surprised. His shotgun's like a Reaper. My shotguns, they may not be as strong as a Reaper, but it's like comparative. Like
Hmm.
I'm not worried when I see a Reaper.
Well, that's
And
good.
his heal, he's able to heal half his health at 300, so he's pretty wild. Overwatch is a fun game.
Yeah, it's different. It's a nice change of pace. Um,
Yep.
I will say that
Still, it's
the
fast though.
teamwork is very much appreciated. Like just the fact that I go in and I'm a long range Widowmaker, and I've got like you, which I still have trouble remembering all the names. What were you? You were a hog something.
Roadhog
Roadhog,
and
yeah. And
Junkrat. I
yeah,
like playing as
Junkrat, and you're
Junkrat
like
too.
up in the fray and I'm behind. I'm like 40, 50 meters behind you, just like picking people off, saving your butt a
And
couple
then,
of times.
yeah. And then even more to that teamwork, I might have a Mercy, which is she has like a staff that she actually like puts a laser beam on you, and it either gives you healing or a damage boost. So she's able to like latch onto me and either heal me or give me the damage boost, like we're in
Yeah,
like the tight areas and able to like wipe out hordes.
that's
So
nice.
it's like teamwork's like really essential to that game, honestly. Making adjustments.
Yeah, yeah. I will say Boski's getting apparently pretty good, and
Yeah, I like playing with Boski.
yeah, we'll have to get
It's like
him
really
on
fun to
here
get a
to
good team together.
I'm
People
gonna
who know
throw that
like
in
how to
here,
play.
Boski. We'll get you in here one of these times. Just to talk about Overwatch. We'll play.
We'd
We'll
appreciate
actually
that.
we'll get into Overwatch. We'll sit down and you know. Well, I guess they don't have a social space, so we can't actually do that. Darn, something that Overwatch doesn't have. Woo.
Custom games, save custom games. Don't worry about that.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yep.
The only
You
thing I
can go
really
chill out.
didn't like about Overwatch was um it seemed to die from like stupid stuff. Like I would like get grabbed and I'd get like one shot. Like legit one shot. Or like the fact that there's no radar, I'd get creeped up on really hard.
Right. It'll honestly just take you a little bit getting used to the game. And like you'll learn how to use like if you want to play Widowmaker, you'll get a little more efficient with your grappling hook, be able to get out of more situations, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it'll come. Also you're playing a super squishy player, so like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll be playing Roadhog and then I'll switch to another character and I'll like kind of like still play like I would Roadhog for a little and I'll just like die a lot, you know, because I
Well, I
just like
did like
can't heal
Hanzo
myself
as
and I
well.
can't take damage.
Hanzo was nice because I had also that long range, but he had a super that would actually do damage, whereas Widowmaker would just like I'd get to see through walls and everything, which is kind of nice because I could like as they're coming around a corner, just like blow their head off kind of thing. But
Yeah.
it's only good for so much.
Which Hanzo actually has like a similar ability. On one of
Yeah,
his arrows, he can shoot like a pulse that gives you the same type of UAV. It's not your
yeah.
super, so you have it more often, actually, but it's not as effective. But
I did like her mobility though. Um, Widowmaker had some
yeah,
really nice mobility with that grappling hook, but then her jump was like worthless. Like I had to wait a while to kind of get from place to place sometimes. That was kind of
Mo-
annoying.
mobility is different in this game than any other game I've ever actually played. I'd
Yeah.
say.
I wanna like hunter jump like boom, boom like up there or like you know what I mean? Like I just
I
want to
think
get
there's
up
only
there.
one character that actually can run, like sprint. That'd be
It's
the
Soldier
soldier.
78 or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah, 76, I think. Yeah.
76, 70s, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's the only one who can run. There's characters that can like boost themselves. Like
Hmm,
Winston can like hurl himself forward. Junkrat can like catapult himself with a grenade. Um, like I've
yeah.
seen your Widowmaker dude. I've seen a really crazy like final clip. That's how they end each match is with like a game ending like best clip of the game.
Which I haven't
And she
gotten
like
yet. I need to get me one of those. Need to get me some.
it's honestly rare that you see a Widowmaker clip. They have to do something like pretty crazy. She like pulled herself forward, like she didn't pull herself up. She just shot it like straight forward at a wall, and then ended up putting her behind like four people on my team, and she just gunned her down. She actually has a machine gun, a sniper and a machine gun, so she just gunned us down. It was pretty like savage.
Now, does her machine
If I
gun
like,
do a lot of damage? Because I didn't really, it didn't feel like I was doing a ton of damage.
I think if you like get up in them with like almost any weapon in the game, it's gonna do some damage.
We,
And
yeah, but I
she
mean,
popped her mine on us, so we were all just like kind of dazed.
oh, so it's a
So
suppression mine. I was wondering about that because it
it
didn't
deals
seem
like
to.
it's like a poison mine. It does
Is
like
it?
some damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So
let's. Axes. So I do want to move on to our get good. This is going to be a bit we do each week called get good, and
Rosa, you're pretty
me,
good.
me, Goo, and when Coop gets in here, we'll make him do his as well. Are going to talk about 3 things that we're going to try and improve this week in Destiny. Goo, do you want to go first? Well, I find my sticky note that I wrote all my stuff down
Um, yeah, sure.
on. So, what do you
I
want to do
think
this week to get better?
one of the things I need to do is just like, which is kind of like not been my problem this week actually, is like using my primary. I just need to use my primary more often. Like I'm like that guy who can like run around with his shotgun as a primary. So
We know. uh,
yeah, but like this week I've been farming the grass with Malik, and I've farmed it in the past. I've only had one drop, and it was like terrible roll. So I was like, screw this
which
thing.
we
Didn't
will
even
talk
use it.
about that in a bit.
So this week I've been able to get like a few decent rolls, and I've been using one out or one or two, and it just like really has got me using my primary constantly.
Yeah.
So here's
So there's
Axo.
one. So what else do you want to work on this week besides using your primary more?
Kind of just like better decision making would be one thing. Just like not necessarily playing slower, but just like playing smarter.
Smarter, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like knowing when to push like a certain person and like when not to like poke your head out. Like if you're in a sniper lane and there's probably a sniper there, then maybe just like take an alternate route. Um,
You want me to come back to
um,
you?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. What do you like to approve upon?
I would definitely say primary as well. I know I've started to rely on my secondary game. I know for a fact that I went 2 times flawless in a week on trials where I just used a sniper and a shotgun. I used, universal remote longbow, and I didn't even have a primary. And so I really need to get back into my Rumble games and start using my primary. I don't know if I'll use a grasp of Malik. I think mine's just gonna be a trophy piece, just because I really like hand cannons. I really,
Right.
really like the Ace of Spades, man. I'm really loving it. I was kind of upset when they said in the tournament rules that we're not gonna be able to use the class specific weapons. Oh man, I was a little salty about
Yeah.
that. Um,
Yeah.
nah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, Talalik should get the kick because that thing's broken. But Ace of Spades, I
I,
don't know. It's not as
I would
bad.
say there's a time and place for like most primaries, like depending on like the certain play style of like the other team. Like
Yeah.
it might be better to have like a scout rifle or a pulse rifle over a hand cannon, but
I
I
will
think it's good
say,
just to like work
you
with
go ahead.
most like weapon types. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be diverse.
I will say that my next thing is quit doing stupid stuff, like stupid deaths. Like I really want to eliminate that, like double peeking and like just running in and dying, like just stupid deaths, stuff where like I should have obviously avoided, but it I just ran in there like an idiot and got wrecked
Yep.
because there was four of them there.
My biggest problem with stupid things like that, while you're touching on that subject, is
Yeah.
like you said, double peaking, like getting hit in the body and then getting pissed that I got hit in the body, and then immediately like, where was that from? And like
Yeah.
stepping out to look for it with red health, knowing that one more body is all it takes, and still, and then you get killed, and then God, and you freak out,
I
Well,
mean,
and
what I
then you
do
what
pull
more
about
out
when you
shit
is
the
put
rest of it.
them?
I
What
I
about
will
when you
like
put them
look
one
and they'll
shot
whiff
and you're like,
one,
I
and then I
have to.
duck back. Like I duck back, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'll peek back out, and then I get wrecked, more often than
Yep.
not. And like I won't jump over the sight line, or I won't like slide through to the other side or something. Like I just double peek, and it's cost me more than once. Yeah.
I would
What we're
say
talking about,
most in
Axo,
most
was
game types.
is three things we
Yeah,
want to
you
improve
know.
on this week. This week in
Yeah.
Destiny, what do we want to improve on? So I'll give you a minute to think about that while I talk about my third one. My third one
I would say in.
was
Oh, okay.
smarter super uses. Because I know I've popped my Blade Dancer more than once in the past couple of weeks and just immediately got wrecked. Or I was around a corner and I looked at my radar and it looked like they were close and I pop it, but they were backpedaling the whole time. And just as I come around the corner, they've just got 20, 30 feet, and there's two of them, and they're just mowing me down. Like just smarter super use, because I know that especially when the tournament comes up, that's gonna be a big factor. Is how well we use our supers.
I would
Just
say
not wasting them really is what I want to work
if you
on.
were playing trials, or like it doesn't even have to be trials, but say like the enemy team is kind of like grouped up in one area, you can send like your two teammates to like the left, and then you go to the right, and you kind of force them to your teammates with your super. It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of a way to like eliminate waste in it by like cutting off where they can actually go.
I mean,
You know what
I've
I
done
mean?
that before, but I feel like I really want to make use of my super more than push with my super. I want to actually make my super count like in sixes more
I
than
went to join you guys.
threes kind of thing.
Well, with that
Right.
too, I mean, smart super use isn't just about knowing when to use your super. I mean, if you're trying to win a strategic game, um, especially with like you were saying, you have a bunch of them grouped up, knowing what super to use. If you have more than one player with the charged super, it makes more sense if they're all grouped together in a small area. It makes more sense to send something like an arc blade or a smash or a tether than it would be to send like
Self-res.
hammers or self res or radiant skin or even arc
Right.
blade. Like arc blade, if there's enough guys and you don't, then not
Yeah, you're
not a
not
lot of
getting.
people run
Yeah,
hungering blade. And if you don't have Hungering Blade on and you go Arc into it, you might get one or two of them, but you're gonna get killed. So like one of those supers that hits hard once, hits hard twice, like a Nova Bomb or a Smash, or even if you're lucky and you don't get sniped getting there, a Stormcaller. But knowing what super to use at what time can also help if you have the luxury of having multiple people charged. You know what I mean? If you
yeah,
know you have a golden gun and someone's got
Right.
their arc blade, especially in trials when, if you're going 3-0, it's like I got my super, I've got mine too. You know what I mean? That's when you really know, okay, well, if they're playing the distance, use a golden gun, but if they get up close, try to get one or two of them with a smash and then sit, have the golden gunner sit back or tether, sit back, just in case one of them gets the upper hand, kills the Titan, kills the Warlock who's dropping an overbomb, what have you. You still have a distance super to be able to fall back on. So it's not just when to use it, it's also which one to use. And you guys have no open slots.
we don't. Oh,
Oh, really? We're just chilling in the new
tower. Yeah,
monarchy lounge by the fire. Looks like the sun's setting, so that'll be nice. One thing I find myself doing is I'll start the games off really hot, and then I don't know if it's just like I lose my focus or something, but I'll just like start running into like stupid deaths. Like I may go on like a 5 to 10
yeah.
kill streak at the beginning, but then I'll just like blow it at the end. So I don't really know what I can do to change that, but maybe just like take a second.
Well, once you find, my suggestion, I guess, would be once you find a style of play that's really working for you, keep doing it. Like that's one of my biggest problems is that like you said, I'll start a game off, you know, using my primary or using my auto rifle and getting in close, and then for some reason I'll switch and try to snipe, and
Right.
my sight, my eyes are adjusted to that medium range, and you wind up getting lit up, and it's like, dude, how did I go 1.1? Now I was like 12-0 at one point to start that match. Just stick with whatever got you your the score that you currently had, or however well you were doing, whatever currently got you
Right.
there, just stick with it.
Right.
Because some nights I feel like I can't hit a snipe to save my life, and my primary is on fire. And then there are some nights where I'm like, holy hell, you might want to stay away from my sniper rifle right now because it is nasty. But I can't kill a thing up close to save my life. So what I mean. That's one of my biggest things is sticking with what got me to where I was in particular match or whatever map you're playing on. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Right. Not to say that you should give up on what you're using if it's not necessarily working out for that
Yeah.
game.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But if you start off nasty, you know what I mean.
So
For
you
sure.
talked about double
Keep doing
peeking
what
what
you
I
started
did,
doing nasty.
and then
Hmm.
supers as well. Are you counting that as one of yours as well, Axo?
Um, I would say yes, because I noticed this the last trials. I used a lot of, not a lot, but more than normal
More than you would have liked.
smashes. Yes, I feel like I've wasted. You activate a golden gun instead of getting like two or more, only getting one or
One,
none
yeah.
because they ran because I activated it in a stupid spot. Um, my biggest one, and not just for this week, we'll say for this week, but we'll say for the time being, and I think a lot of people have problems with this, is keeping calm. Even
Yeah.
in even
Yeah.
if even in the face of like crazy lag and all that stuff,
Or
when
even
you
the
get mad,
3v1.
exactly 3v1, like you just stay calm. Like even if you get owned, if you got a particular guy who just keeps sniping your brain in, instead of just getting mad and going to the same spot, I need to chill out, not let my, not get so pissed that it's taking me away from my game to the point where I'm feeding into, the other teams and or other person.
Yeah.
That's my biggest one, is because like I get lit up like go 2, 3 deaths without a kill, and I start getting pissed, and then I start doing stupid stuff like charging into a room, trying to shoulder charge a guy at a spike, you know what I mean, or trying to hit a sniper who's clearly more on than I am, you know
Hold
what
on
I
one
mean?
second. Canadian, don't
And
go to
that gets
orbit.
me killed more than
Canadian,
that gets me
Canadian.
killed more often than not.
Oh, don't go to orbit. Make me
I would
fire
say for
team
me,
leader.
when people, Rosa, we're hanging out, bruh. You didn't come chill with us in the lounge, though.
we told you
missed
to
you.
chill out with us, but you're just like.
I
doing
just got
whatever.
removed for inactivity, actually, but I flew back in, so I'm here now.
All right, make me leader, and then go ahead and leave Canadian.
Oh. Yeah, so when people rage, it's like, it's your teammate, so you want to try and, like, cool them down however you can.
Yep.
But, like, when someone rages in a party, it affects, like, they go tilt. Everyone's heard of tilt. And you're not
Mhm.
playing at your best. You got, like, a bunch of things going on in your head. You gotta be able to stay cool, and it affects, like, your teammates' ability to actually perform sometimes.
Well,
So
yeah. If
I've
if
been
you if
watching.
you get all pissed
You
off
go.
in trials and rush off by yourself and then get killed in an unresable spot, not only are you taking yourself out of the game, but you're fucking over your 2 other teammates too. Because
Yeah.
now it's a 3-on-2 right off the bat.
right.
I know that I've been watching a lot of Crucible Radio, and I just watched the episode where they talked about tilt, and one of the things that what was it, sports doctor or something, it was a guest they had on, he's a therapist, like a sports therapist or something, and he was talking about this thing called 3v3, and it's supposed that snipers use, like military snipers use to keep their focus and keep their head on what they're doing. And what they do is they do three. All right, so let's do it like this. I'm gonna have you do a 3v3. All right. Name 3 things that you see around you right now.
Like in my room.
Yeah.
Okay. See a beer glass, a bong, and my Elite controller.
All right.
Yeah.
3
Wait,
things.
I don't get what we're doing though.
3 things that you can hear right now.
My fan, Coney, and
Good one. Good one.
myself when I breathe in the mic.
All right. Now 3 things that you can feel right now.
It'd be my fan once again, my feet on the carpet, and well then, my clothes. I don't know. I'm not fucking really feeling.
So then,
anything,
like,
so.
so you had to think about that stuff, and then, like, not only did you not think about what you were raging about anymore, you also were more present in the situation, and that, like,
Okay.
I tried that earlier when I was like really upset because I got shotgunned in the face a couple times, and I was like starting to get on tilt, which I don't normally do in a rumble match, but I was doing really bad, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try that, and I did, and it really helped. Like, I started getting some.
So you're saying just kind of
stuff.
like don't think about it for a little, just like.
I mean, yeah,
take
kind
a-
of.
take a-
It's like
take
it's
a
something like
second.
that. Yeah, take a second, remember what you're doing, get back to what you're doing, and like it's like when people teabag you on purpose to make you rage, like that they're doing it, but it still bugs you because they did it, that kind of thing.
Right.
For sure. What I try to do is what I recently started trying to do was like whenever I'd start getting pissed off, I would
Yeah.
think about something that happened at work that made me laugh. Something small, something stupid, but something that actually, that made playful banter with a coworker. You know what I mean? Something that you guys were talking about that was just absolutely hilarious and you couldn't stop laughing. That happens every day. Everybody laughs at something every day, and not
Yeah.
just an actual laugh. Something funny
Right.
happens to most people every day. Now, the key is just remember what that was, think about it for a second. Like Coney said, it's all about just taking the fact that you just got your ass inserted with a shotgun, and then the trigger pulled.
Good way to. Well, where'd you go?
And you want to do it early. Like, you don't want to let the game slip by. Like in trials, every round is valuable.
Oh yeah,
And
even
it's
heavy.
so easy to just let them slip away
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
by getting out of position and like letting the team down.
I honestly think that heavy round is the most else besides the first one.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, it that is a round that can that if you're winning 3-0, that round if it can be an easy win, especially if you
Right.
get to your special. It can be a very easy win. It's
Team's kind of
demoralizing.
demoralized.
It's
Yeah.
demoralizing, and then it lifts you know what I mean? All right, guys, all right, it's only 3-1. We can do this. You know what I mean? These guys
If
got
you
nothing.
go up 4-0, I would say 9
Yeah.
out of 10 times, maybe
Yeah.
even more, you're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and another great way to
But-
win is to utilize the new subclass changes. You see that? You see that transfer? You know?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
we
we
talk about
definitely
how
need to
we,
talk about the new class changes. The Titans Sunbreaker got a hammer travel speed of 1.3% increase. The detonation radius increased by 10%, and the damage against AIs increased by 10%. Which, it's kind of nice that they got a little love, after they got nerfed into the ground after 2 weeks.
They needed it.
Yeah. I mean, granted, they still are a very viable class, but not as many people use them as when, they were just going crazy.
When you could spam 50
yeah.
hammers in a super and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, man, that was the best. For Fist of Havoc, the base damage increased by 50% and an additional 50% against AI combatants. I don't know why that needed that. I don't think anything survives a smash, really, unless it's
Nothing
ultra.
does. Nothing in PvP survives a smash. Nothing.
Really? That's true, because, well, we'll get to that about Void Walkers, but defenders, the grenades, the spike grenades for defenders, as well as the hunters, the void grenades, the spikes got changed up for their impulses per second reduced from 5 to 5 from 10. And then the damage per impulse increased by 100%, and the total damage though remains unchanged. So do they do more damage over time, or is it a shorter time, quicker burst? I didn't understand that.
It's longer time, shorter bursts. Or longer time, longer bursts, it looks like. From at least that's how I read it. I only read it in the one place, but it looks like they lengthened it a smudge, but they also didn't make it so it's bang, bang, bang. It's bang, bang, bang. So you can actually make it through. Like if someone threw a Titan grenade on the wall in front of you.
Well, no, these are void spike grenades.
Well, void grenades too. Void spike grenades are the same thing though. Like I'm using the lightning grenade as an example because it's the best example. Lightning grenade, you can actually see the spike. Like you can actually see it because it's with the spikes, it's a blast of energy that's pretty much on all the time that just pulses. So it looks like it's always going, even though it's really not. The lightning grenade has the same fire rate that the spike grenades now have. Bang, bang. That's what the spike grenade. They slowed them down, but made them a smudge longer to compensate for. Because if they slowed them down and shortened it up, that's too much nerf. That's too much.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to do that. That would ruin it. That would make those. If you shorten how many bursts you get and shorten how long it stays up, that's two negative decreases. You don't need to do
what they
negative.
did was they made it to where
you either make the
total
blast
damage is unchanged, though. The total damage is unchanged, is what they say.
What they
So it's
say.
still going to output, say, 200 damage overall. So, yeah, there's that. Palpatine from chat asks, do people on the edge of fist die now instead of being flung? I never saw people being flung
I
around
never
by
saw
the...
anyone get flung.
Yeah. It was a boom, dead. I remember some of the Sunbreaker melees people would get flung, but I
Yeah,
don't know about...
I've seen plenty of people get
The
flung
blade
from the Sunbreaker
dancers.
stuff.
Yeah,
Blade dancers as well.
the shoulder charge, but I don't know about the smash. Let's get into hunters now. Grenades. Swarm grenades increased arming radius by 0.5 meters, and the detonation damage is increased by 7%. The trip mines no longer attach to targets. It arms on impact, then bounces and attaches to terrain. Damage for
So you
trip
can't
mines
stick
reduced
people.
by 3%. What do you guys think about that? Like, that was a
I
lot of
thought
people's
I
trip
thought
mines
that
were their big
sucked.
game.
That's horrible, being that you can't stick people with them anymore. Trip mines are
I mean, it makes them more
any kind of
strategic
spike grenade.
now.
Spike grenades are all about, can you get lucky with it? Like, are you good enough to put it in a spot at an angle and not have it hit this little tiny piece of wall or a stone and point all crooked? That is hard in its own. And it's a very situational thing. Like, a trip mine doesn't work everywhere. You can't throw a trip mine into a group of 3 people on the ground and have it do damage to all 3 of them, a fusion grenade. Even if you don't stick it to
Or a
somebody, you
spike
throw it in a
grenade,
group of
yeah.
3 people. The spike grenades, they have a very, very limited damage effect area, we'll say. I mean, if you're not in that little cone, it doesn't do anything to you, where most of the other grenades do some kind of AoE damage, some kind of. And the luxury of a trip mine was that if you were able to stick somebody with it, it was an instant kill. And if you stuck somebody in the right place and their teammates were near him, you could get it to kill their teammates too. But now you take that grenade that is pretty good at sealing off a room. You know what I mean, or getting like the
Yeah.
random, getting the random post mortem. But that's all. Now that's all you've limited it to is random post mortems and room defense, where you could be offensive with it. Now you can't. It totally ruined it. They've turned it from a two-way use to a one-way use, at least in my eyes.
I don't know. Good. Do you want to hit Coop an invite? He just popped up online. But I don't know. I think that it's kind of a welcome change that people will now, not everyone, use a trip mine. So when it's like 3 gunslingers on trials, there's not trip mines everywhere. Like, that was really annoying. You couldn't walk 3 feet without running into a trip mine when
But
they
if
both...
you had high enough health, you weren't gonna die. And a
I
lot of
mean,
times they're not in a
on the
position to finish you off.
True,
I
but
personally didn't think they needed the nerf. My
I
favorite
mean,
thing about trip
I'm
mines
playing
was when you
devil's
stick
advocate
them
here
right.
because I truly didn't believe they needed it. But I mean, I'm trying to, I don't know.
When you stick someone right on top of the head and you cone head them, like, this makes my heart smile.
Yeah. So Golden Gun,
that's
base
sad.
damage increased by 50% and an additional 30% against AI combatants, and then Deadeye's increased Golden Gun damage by additional 30%. That is nice, because now you can one-shot any super, which needed to happen, in my opinion. Because I don't know for sure or not, but you might be able to blow a Titan out of their smash, even if they have Headstrong on. Or,
With a golden gun.
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It was a 50% boost seems like a lot, so.
Well, and then if you have Deadeye, that's an 80% boost.
I wonder if that boost must be taking place also in PvE, right?
Yeah, and an additional 30% on top of both of those in PvE as well.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
which
yeah,
is why we're just melting Omnigul. We're getting 110% increase with that Deadeye.
should we talk about that real quick?
Well, let's keep going with the uh subclasses. We'll just kind of skip throwing knives because throwing knives. Well, no, we'll go. Base damage was reduced by 10%, and then Circle of Life now makes it to where you reduce this cooldown of your golden gun and not extend the duration. You also lose 1 armor from with Circle of Life active. They don't give that plus anymore. And then Blade Dancers, the skip grenades got a reduced tracking time from 12 to 8. They also, the detonation damage reduced by 13%. And then Blink now incurs a -1 penalty to recovery. What did you guys think about the Blink? Because I didn't think Blink needed anything. I thought they nerfed Blink pretty well already.
I don't really use it. Doesn't really work
Axo,
in my playstyle.
do you use Blink at all?
I use Blink on my my Warlock in PvP, like when I'm running Nova Bomb.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I'll switch to Arc Blade. I mean, I'm not bad with Arc Blade. I'm actually pretty good with it. It just doesn't suit my
Did you
playstyle.
think that it needed a nerf? Because I don't see grounds for it needing another nerf.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't need another
nerfed
nerf.
Blink
It
again.
was, yeah, it was perfect. Blink was fine. The amount of time in between each blink was perfect. I like that they actually kind of give you. I thought it was unfair that like the person just blinks and you have no idea where they're gonna be, like none. I like that they put in a
put
little
that
vapor trail a la the Shade Step, and I think that they should have left it be. It was fine the way it was when they did those changes, what, a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago when they made those changes. It was fine. They didn't need to touch it. They keep trying to fix shit that isn't broken. Yeah, sure, certain weapons should probably be touched up. The doctrines, even though I use a doctrine regularly and I also use a soul stealer regularly, and I'm definitely um, been on the advantage with melting people's faces way more than one time, and I've had my face melted by them a lot of fucking times. And do I think that they melted too much? Yes, I do. I think that I agree with the fast firing auto rifle buff. I thought that they fired too fast to be as powerful as they were, that their damage didn't reflect, like the damage rating didn't reflect the actual damage that they did. So, and keep in mind, that is a staunch, coming from a guy who, like, that's
Yeah.
one of the only weapons that I use in PvP is a Soul Stealer or a Doctrine, and I'm saying that it needed the nerf that it got. I mean, I still melt with it, but it's noticeably
Yeah.
tougher
Yeah,
to
I
get a
noticed
clean
that as
kill
well.
with it.
I tried to use it in PvE, and I was trying to use it on Thrall, and I'm like, wow, this is rough. Like, I think I killed 2 Thrall with a full clip, and I'm just like, wow, normally I'd have melted like 4 of them at least with that, but I don't know.
I mean,
What do
the
you think
nerf
about the
wasn't
changes
too
to
substantial.
I mean, it was what was it was a well,
I
we'll
think it
get
was
to
a
there.
6% nerf,
Yeah, it
which
was a
comes down to like
6% nerf
one
to
more bullet you need
auto
to
rifle.
shoot to kill someone.
Yeah.
Yep, one more bullet. But in certain cases, that that one more bullet can be crucial, especially when you got one guy who also has the same gun that you're using shooting at you. I've definitely lost a doctrine on doctrine battle by a round or two,
Yeah.
at least once a night.
What do you guys think about the new Night Stalker class? They got kicked in the teeth, I think, which was kind of
I've been
nice.
playing it a lot.
It was kind of
Well,
nice that
that's
they got
been-
the kick in the teeth, but I do kind of
I
feel
don't
bad
think
for
it's
him.
even that bad, honestly.
Really? Because
No, it's not
now
really that
you don't.
bad.
Envenomed doesn't trap you, so you can't jump.
It
Which is
slows
really
you though.
necessary.
I think you have to jump out of it. If you don't jump out of it, it still slows you. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I used
It
to not
looks
be
like it
able to
slows
blink
people.
out of it. I couldn't even blink. I'm double tapping A
Right.
as quick as I can, and I can't even. I'm just
Right.
like
No, they took
small
the
hopping off
jump
the
off. You
ground.
can jump out. Yeah, you can jump now.
Yeah, and then
But
Shade
I think if
Step
you
got a
sit in
nerf,
it,
which they really needed.
but they gave the pulse grenades or the spike grenades. They gave that a buff, and I feel like they even added some like girth to the spike grenade. It just feels like you can throw it at the ground with the smoke and still get a wombo on someone with that girth, and it hits
Really?
really hard. Yeah,
Hmm.
I've got like a lot of kills with my grenades like since this new patch. Honestly, like I feel like more than usual, like more double kills, more like just in
Yeah,
general.
I agree with the double kills. I definitely was like, wow, really? Woo, yeah.
I know, right,
You
dude?
normally get one.
Yeah, I've like never been like super like proficient with my wombos, but yeah, it's been working out pretty well
And then
this
next up
week.
is Axo. This is just gonna break your heart, but Sun Singers. Finally,
I know.
justice has been rained down from the heavens by the almighty nerf hammer of Bungie upon firebolt grenades. Firebolts increased arming time by 0.2 seconds, and then firebolts decreased victim search radius by 1 meter. The Scorch now has a 0.3 second delay before the overshield activation, and then Viking Funeral finally got nerfed. It no longer extends the duration of effects. Viking Funeral now weakens targets. It's basically a melting point grenade, where what Titans had in a melee, Warlocks now have in a grenade. Which is
Mm-hmm.
interesting though, because the burning effect isn't affected by being weakened. Which I'm really glad that they did, because it would have been basically a double down of the burning and the weakening, which would have been
Yeah.
ridiculous. But it's only 5% extra damage, but it stacks 3 times. So do you think we'll see self-res used at Golgoroth now, as a way to melt him quicker?
No, I don't. I think Golgoroth is too strong an enemy for that to be any kind of a reason to change your strategy. Um, I don't. I think that goes saying with any major boss like that, it's not going to be. No, correction. Let me correct myself. If you have 4 or 5 people all doing
Yeah.
it, yes, I think so. But if you have 2 random warlocks on your team that are both running self-res, I don't think it would be a noticeable difference as opposed to just running it the way it's always run.
Mm.
Now in PvP, I think what they didn't it didn't seem to me like they really did too many things that are going to be a detriment to it in PvE. I think that the main nerf for Firebolt was specifically for the PvP crowd for sure.
Yeah.
Like there was no reason for a Firebolt. Like there was no PvE reason for Firebolts to be nerfed. Zero, none. They were. I really don't use Firebolts when I'm playing PvE. If I'm
Solar
running a
flares are where
raid,
it's at.
I use I use solar flare or I use fusion grenades. I don't use firebolts because they're too weak against PvE enemies. But we've all seen what they do to people in PvP for sure. And you know, what I mean, getting hit. I mean, I've been one hit by those things before playing trials, and it's like I have full shield and I'm burning and I'm dead. Like, how did that just happen? That was one grenade.
Yeah. And then the next thing, which is really nice, is Void Walkers. My favorite. Oh my gosh, my favorite. The blank obviously incurs a penalty of -1 recovery, but my Nova Bomb, Supernova Bomb is how it reads. Base damage increased by 50%, an additional 50% against AI combatants, and then Lance now increases Nova Bomb damage by an additional 25. I'm so happy about this because I was getting so stinking tired of throwing my Nova Bomb at a Blade Dancer, and it's surviving. I have video
Agreed.
evidence of throwing it at a Blade Dancer right next to it with my shatter, and it just comes up and kills me, like nothing happened, gets its health back, goes killing my teammates. Like, are you kidding me? I hit you with it. It did like 400 damage. Like, how did you not die?
So
Like,
we talked about the bow quickly. Just one more thing about the bow. Finally, right when you shoot the bow, it immediately puts a suppression effect, like
yeah,
as if you were through a grenade. So that's huge.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
takes away a lot of my
I
like
hated
pain and
getting
suffering. So
sniped out of the air. There's nothing more infuriating than getting sniped, like while you're still trying to get your first arrow shot off, or getting instantly shottied or something. Like, oh, I can't wait to actually use
for
that in
me, it was
PvP.
really just like blade dancers where I'd hit them. I'd run tether. I kind of switched to black hole, but I'd run tether. I'd hit them with one, and then I'd put one on the ground in front of them, and they'd just keep going right through it. And they would slice me. I may kill them, maybe not, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
they
like
would
they
keep going.
moved too fast for the void to grab them.
Exactly.
They also increase the initial accuracy and decrease the accuracy drop for low range hand cannons, which I thought was interesting that they messed with hand cannons.
What is a low
Um,
range hand cannon?
a
Like
low
that's
range
Vanity
hand
is not
cannon.
in that, right?
Um,
Hawkmoon.
let's see.
Last word would be low range.
Yeah, that'd be probably your last word kind of thing. Which
Yeah.
to me, yeah, well, no, first curse has a huge range. um, I think it'd be your high fire rate, wouldn't it? So it'd be like your
Some guy
water
just threw a trip
stars.
mine off me in PvP, so that was kind of funny.
Are you doing PvP right now?
Oh yeah,
Nice,
a little bit.
nice. Um. Oh, what did you guys think that the less time for your ghost to automatically grab ammo for you when you're running low on ammo? I think
Is
that's
that a
really nice.
PvE thing? What is that?
Yeah, that's a PvE thing. So
It
you
takes
know how when
less
you
time
run
or
out of
more
ammo and you're sitting there like, I need ammo. Well, now it takes less time for it to automatically grab you all your ammo.
Oh yeah, I like that.
That's much needed. Oh, and
Actually like it a
they
lot.
nerfed Twilight Garrison,
Yeah,
which
they
was
needed to.
also
Along,
needed to
along with the
be
shade
done.
step, it's kind of like the same mechanic.
Yeah.
Yep, they needed to nerf that. The travel distance was just absurd.
Yep.
Like that it did not need to travel as much as it did. And that was absolutely absurd.
I'm happy I got to experience it.
Speaking of experiencing things, Goo, do you want to talk about the Nightfall?
Okay.
That
Yeah, we can get into
transition?
Nightfall real quick.
That
Let that. Okay, so I'm not sure what the actual strike is called or the mission. Do you know?
no, it doesn't. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Omnigul.
Well, the Nightfall is the Omnigul strike, so that's the strike where you're able to get the grasp of Malik, and when it's the Nightfall, I believe you get a 20% increased drop chance of the grasp of Malik.
Of
So
Is it?
all items
Yeah,
that are
all raids
directly
or
related to that strike. That's why you get the
So,
Omnigul bond as many times too.
right?
Which is annoying. Even though I've gotten a couple good rolls for it on my Warlock, it's still annoying every time I get it. I'm like, gosh, I've gotten like 30 of you. Step.
I
Like,
Yeah,
oh
I
my
kept a few just for like infusing, and then I kept a few that were like good rolls that I could like actually use on my Warlock.
Yeah, that's what
You're
I
able
did.
to check those out on like
Tower
uh,
Ghost app, yeah.
the Tower
plugin.
Ghost apps, item management. So that's always good, just to like you're not always just like burning your stuff. There's some stuff you can actually use. But anywho, Grasp of Malik, you have a great drop chance. The first time I did it this week, our first 5, we all got one. Or yeah, we all got one in the first 5, but each round's one was dropped. And then later, like 2 were dropping each kill. It was fucking crazy. So now's the time to exploit that, and definitely competes with the Hawks though. So
Now,
I
I
think it's
heard
better.
someone say that they think that Bungie did this in order to test out. Well, so I think they did it so that everyone could actually get one because the drop rate on that thing was ridiculously low. Like, I
it's too
didn't get one. I
perfect.
never got one until this week.
Having a solar burn is like too perfect.
Oh
You're
yeah,
able to.
Yeah.
Here's the strat right here. You have one Night Stalker with Light of the Pack, Black Hole.
bad
I'm not sure what
juju.
else. Yeah, you can have
You want to
bad juju
wear Alpha Loopy for sure.
yeah,
That's
Alpha Loopy
optional.
for
It's whatever.
it's just
Alpha
bonus
Loopy, dude, it
orbs.
generates so many though. It really does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did it without, and we did all right. But go on.
So then you hit it with 2 golden guns with
Nighthawks.
the Celestial Nighthawk,
Yeah,
and
baby.
you have to put a few perks on. Whatever perks actually give your golden gun more damage.
Increases range and damage.
Yeah.
It's the first
So
perk on the second tree, or the first on like actual perk that you can select. You know what I mean? On the second tree.
let's see, I can pull it up.
Pretty sure.
Oh man. So we have Keyhole, which is golden gun over penetrates and cause damage to multiple targets.
What you want is
Deadeye
Deadeye. Deadeye is what you want.
Deadeye
significantly
is
More
increases the
damage.
accuracy and damage of the golden gun.
30%
Um,
more damage. You want a
Yep.
Deadeye,
So
and then I believe you want Celestial Nighthawk was really the only thing. Well, Telesto. Both Golden Guns should have on Telesto, so that they're making orbs for the Night Stalker. Because when you get double kills
I
with
wouldn't
that,
say that honestly. If someone does miss with their golden gun, then I like to have like a sword to like gun it down real fast, and
Yeah.
it's solar, so you're kind of wasting your special by having a Telesto because it's like
yeah,
void. So
true.
And it's also special damage too. It's not only this week is it solar, but it's also secondary weapon damage is
Specialist,
doubled.
yeah.
Yeah, so
True.
if you have a solar
Which makes
shoddy
my
on,
solar
or a solar
shoddy,
snipe,
my solar 2 to the morgue OP.
yeah,
Like, I'm
honestly,
just
I
one-shotting
think that
knights.
for that strike, for what the strategy that you're running, it's more beneficial to have a sniper, a solar sniper, than it is to have. 'Cause, yeah, the shoddy is fantastic, but it means you got to get up close. When
for the
everything
bow
around her,
maybe.
when everything around her is tethered, then there's nothing is gonna touch you. But you have to weave your way through all that shit, and eventually, that that tether is gonna drop, and she may not be dead. But if everything is tethered and you're just sitting there, including her, and you're just sitting there banking her in the head with a solar sniper rifle safely from a distance,
Yep.
Yeah.
it just ensures that you complete it more times without having to wipe and then super farm or wipe, and you know what I mean.
The tether
So,
will
would
save
you
you
legendary
recommend
money.
the
orbs.
Black Spindle then?
Yes, Black Spindle's great. I use what I was doing was if we missed Golden Gun, I was running just a Tamarind, a solar Tamarind, the rocket launcher, a solar sniper, and then honestly, I wasn't even really using my. You don't use my primary once you get up there.
Vision of
You know, your golden,
Confluence.
Doesn't do
your
enough damage.
golden gun.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then if Golden Gun missed, I would fire 2 rockets. You know, a clip's worth of rockets, and then switch to sniper if you had to.
Yep.
But if you do it right, if you have 2 Celestial Nighthawks, both of those 2 main perks, Keyhole and the damage increase one, I can never
Deadeye.
remember the name of it, Deadeye.
Deadeye.
If you're running those 2 with a tether, it's instant. It's literally 2 shots and she's dead. You don't need to do any extra damage because you
You shoot the
do.
tether on the ground in front of Omnigul,
Yep.
so it gets all the ads, and then you just
That's,
have your 2 Celestials take her out, one after another. And
yep.
you wanna wait for Omnigul to actually be in the tether to shoot your
Yeah.
Celestial, so it'll get
For
that
sure.
damage increase, or else you won't kill her. And then whoever shoots the second golden gun, he produces 3 orbs. So if you don't make those orbs, you're gonna have to be farming a little bit. So just makes it a lot
Yeah.
faster.
We
So
were running it last
Chat
night,
has a question real
and
quick. Palpatine
go ahead.
asks, "Does the tether still have a delayed grab, or is that instant?" Because that
It
does
does still.
come
It
into
still
that.
has a delayed grab, but it suppresses. It instantly suppresses, but it still has a delayed grab. Like when it hits the ground, for example, like around her, when it hits the ground, it takes probably almost a full second, 1/1000, for it to actually hit her. So when the tether hits the ground, you actually need to wait. And that
Hmm.
applies to PvP as well. Like if you directly hit someone with it and it doesn't outright kill them, they're instantly tethered because they're on it. They're already tethered. But if it needs to
Yeah.
reach out and grab someone, it still takes that split second to do so.
Yeah.
All right. There you go, Palpatine. Did you
But I would
want
say
or
definitely take advantage of the Omnigul
yeah.
Nightfall
Yes,
Strike.
I
did you
highly
wanna
suggest it.
talk about a god roll then, Goo, while we're at it? Because I thought you wanted to.
See, this is the thing. I've kind of found that there's not necessarily one god roll.
What are some of
Maybe
the god perks? What are the ideal perks
I would
that
say for the first
in any
one, I
combination?
thought some of the perks I thought were good for the first one were Feeding Frenzy, Third Eye, and Glass Half Full. Now,
Hmm.
Canadian Sniper tells me that Glass Half Full doesn't proc in PvP. I haven't
In
personally
regular
tested this.
in regular PvP, it does not.
Wait,
Okay.
what now?
So you
The
say
only
in
weapon,
Trials it does, though?
the only perks that matter in regular PvP are none. The only thing that matters is your impact and your rate of fire. That's why you can still use the white auto rifle you pick up the
Right.
very beginning of the game. You can still use that and wreck fools in control and clash. Yeah, wreck fools. Yeah, it is. Other perks work, but Head Seeker works. No, because it's a damage increase. It doesn't do none of the damage increasing perks don't work.
Like Counterbalance works.
I didn't think it did that. I could be wrong, but most of those damage increases class F full. I think there's another one.
Head seeker.
The Suros one. What's the one that Suros where it slows down and it's supposed to increase your
Focus
impact, but
fire.
it actually doesn't. It focus fire. It just slows it down and makes it more stable. It doesn't add the impact damage until it's Trials or Iron Banner.
True. That's
Really?
weird. They need to
Yep,
change that because I don't like that.
that's for sure. That's a for sure. Because I used to run two different Suroses until a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and that is definitely for sure. Like post most recent patch.
So is that just a
So for
bug or
that's a
It's
game
PvP.
mechanic.
Well, it's a game mechanic because PvP is everything is generalized. There's no level advantages to PvP. That's why 14s and level 6s wreck level 40s with 335 light levels routinely because they need to make it playable for everybody. But then they have their trials and Iron Banner, which are tournaments for the
but these are
highest for
perks
the
on the
higher
gun
level
though.
people.
Why wouldn't
It doesn't matter because the perks on the gun can increase your damage output, and they need everything to be equal.
So
A 335 level 40 with a shit ton of damage perks on his weapons against a level 14 with those shits actually procking would be absolutely unfair.
Well, yeah, with
Unfair.
the level advantage, but the perks
so
on
to
the
go for
gun
the
though.
Weapon perks, the only thing that really matters in regular PvP, that really truly matters when you look at them, is impact and rate of fire. Yes, like Canadian was saying, the other perks do influence the way the gun performs, but there's nothing that actually like glass half full can be a motherfucker in trials. It can wreck faces for sure, but that's only because it actually works.
I could
Doesn't
relate
work
this
anywhere
to
else.
the division real fast. they talk
Yeah,
about
go for
like
it.
total DPS, and something that goes into DPS is like your reload speed and your mag size.
Yeah,
So
which
like
is
in
stupid
that
because
perk
that
slot, you can
stupid
have
number won't work
Feed in
for me.
Frenzy or Third Eye. Third Eye, you just that's an advantage just to have your radar. But Feed in Frenzy actually does affect the total DPS you can put out with your weapon, being able to
Mm-hmm.
reload faster than most people. So that does seem like a pretty decent perk in my mind, honestly. Feed in
Oh
Frenzy.
yeah, it's definitely it's like you said, it's a damage increasing perk without technically being a damage increasing perk. It doesn't
So
like,
that
incrementally increase by 2% how much damage your gun does when it's at half a clip. It doesn't slow it down so it hits harder and is more stable. It just makes it so you can get more rounds out of it per minute, which in
yeah,
turn equates to more damage.
right.
Hmm.
So that's what I think is the ideal perk for that perk slot. In the next
Mm-hmm.
perk slot, I thought some good perks were Counterbalance, Head Seeker, Secret Round, and then I put Rangefinder question mark and Eye of the Storm question mark. So,
Rangefinder
like,
situationally,
yeah,
depending on the
I'm
map.
not sure. Yeah,
If you're playing Thieves' Den, range don't mean shit.
I have one with Rangefinder, and I'm not sure like what actually goes into Rangefinder, but I've enjoyed the gun. I know that. So, but what
Yeah.
I hear is Counterbalance is kind of the way to
Yeah,
go.
counterbalance is, from what I hear, the way to go. You gotta
Oh
have
yeah.
counterbalance for it to be decent.
Have
Yeah, I
some
run
So,
stats on it.
Axo, I want to
try
thank you for coming on. Do you have
absolutely.
anything you want to talk about, Axo,
Um
before
I
we
just want to
sign out?
say a couple of brief words to the night community as a whole.
Of course.
The level of activity and just like the general positive attitudes, I mean, especially with what the game's going through right now, and the switch line app to the Slack app, and all that stuff. I want to send just a personal thank you to everybody for making it as relatively easy and as smooth as possible. And the fact that, what I mean, almost 2 years later, we still got, we have like a 90% retention rate from our members. You know what I mean? Yeah, every once in a while people will leave because of work or school, or they just don't like the direction that it's going. But on the most part, people seem to be coming and staying, and that that is not just a testament to the game. It's not just a testament to leadership, but that's a testament to the group as a whole. I mean, if you have a good leadership team, you know, and you have 200 people that are no fun to play with, it doesn't matter how good your leadership team is. If you have 200 people to play with and a shitty leadership team, both of those situations can really make it not fun. And we've been blessed to have a mixture of both. We have great people that love to play with each other, and not just help themselves, but help the other members of the clan do things, even if they've done it 1,000 times and this guy's doing it for the first time. They'll approach it as if it's their first time. You know what I mean? To make sure that
Mm-hmm.
that person, the new person, gets the correct experience. And I can't say enough to how how positive everybody is for the most part, and how welcoming everybody is for the most part. And new members don't get pushed off to the side. The cliques have that we all know existed have kind of gone to the wayside. I see new people that normally wouldn't be saying, "Hey man, I don't know you, but why don't you jump in my fire team and let's go play?" Those people are now playing with everybody, and it's just, we're growing in a way that I thought was possible, but I didn't think would happen this early. I mean, we're still young, we haven't been around
I
as
mean,
long as Dads of
relatively young.
Destiny and
Yeah.
IGN, all that, like guys that have been around for, longer than this game has been out, established clans that come from other games. We act like a crew that's been together for 10 years, and it's just fucking awesome. And being able to see that grow from basically an idea that Hunter and I had, and with help from a select few people like
Me.
DJ and Shorty and Coney and yourself and Goo, a bunch of guys that were with us in Dead on Site or joined in the few days after we kind of splintered off and did our thing. Everybody is just the shit, and I'm enjoying seeing all the chatter, and just keep doing what everybody's doing. Everybody keep having fun. If you have anything you want to talk about, if you have any ideas, if you have anything at all you want to say, if something's made you mad, you're upset, just send me a private message. You can send it to me on Xbox. I'll get it through the Smart Glass app. You can send it to me on Slack. I even still have the Line app. If you have Line, don't send me a message, but you can call with that. So just, call me. I'll see I notice it, and I'll get a hold of you. You know what I mean? We want to make sure everybody feels like, not just feels like, but everybody has a voice, and we want everybody to be able to use their voice. And if you feel like your voice isn't being heard, don't hesitate to say anything to anyone. And other than that, just fucking keep going, and I hope to see all you scrubs in this tournament. I'm gonna fuck all you scrubs up, so you better bring it.
I don't know.
What I
We
like
got
to
a
hear.
pretty solid team.
I like to hear.
Here's we. Anybody that's got you on their team, I feel bad for them.
Me, Coop, and Goo.
Dream team, baby. Dream
We
team.
have
team?
the highest collective KD right now.
Yeah, well,
I don't
mean
think it
you
has
and Coop
anything to do with Coop's 2.9 KD with like so many
Yeah,
kills.
well,
So
Me and old Vish have got ourselves a sweaty, spectacular third. So just wait and see.
Is it Mork?
Okay.
Is it Mork?
Mark is an alternate.
We have Mork as an Mork as an alternate. So
Trust me, you don't.
he already said he would.
He
So
already
we'll
said he
2v2 you
would, but
guys.
do you think he's gonna join you or his brother?
Me, duh.
The difference
we
is I'll
actually
fuck him
we
up in
bought
real
the
life.
rights to Mark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
So-
own the rights to the
We actually wrote up
server's
a
name.
contract, and
Yeah, actually, the one that owns the rights to Mark is his wife, and if
Yeah, we
if
bought the
she's
rights
working,
from
he
his
won't be
wife.
playing that little.
we did. We
Uh,
paid his wife a small fee. We won't get it.
But nah, me, I think- I think-
Mork, if
think
you're
me, Vish,
listening, we're bargaining for you.
Me, Vish, and Wit will give most people a run for their money.
we're
we'll
talking
see.
all for you, Coney. Me, Mark, and Coop.
Wow.
So we'll see. But I think that OG and Short, big shout out to those two. Those guys have really taken this tournament under their wing. So even if you don't think you're very good, or you don't have a
Sign
high
up.
opinion of yourself,
Just
and you can't
sign
find a
up,
team,
man. It's
just
gonna be
sign the
fun.
fuck up. It's free. It's gonna be fun. The shit talking is going to, I'm telling you now, someone's gonna pass out because they're not gonna be able to breathe. The shit talking is gonna be so hilarious. I cannot wait. It is gonna be the most fun fucking Saturday you've ever had playing Destiny.
Well,
It is gonna
Axo,
be a shit ton of fun.
I do
I'd
want to
like to
thank
give a
you for
shout out
coming
real
on.
fast.
Yeah. Well, hold on.
Absolutely.
I do want to thank you for coming on, Axo.
Absolutely.
Everyone, be sure you tune in next week, next Thursday at 9. We will be doing this same thing, exact same place, exact same time, mostly the same people. So be sure to tune in. Axo, you got any plugs you want to put in?
I'll wait till I'm off mic to do that because it can be kind of painful. But
I mean, you can do it.
well, I mean, if you want to help, I mean, I can turn my camera on and you can give me some advice. I can't really see back there. I kind of go by feel.
Oh,
But yeah, sure. You can help me. You can help me plug something.
Your Twitch plugs. Gosh darn it.
No, you can watch. I try to stream every night. You can watch me. My name is Twitch screen name is Axo909. Basically, just add another 09 to my name. Usually live streaming every trials match, every Iron Banner match. I try to make up fun things for myself, like solo and stuff. So you always, if I'm on Twitch, I'll definitely be doing something interesting. I'm not just gonna put on Twitch so you watch me run around, patrolling. I'll be doing something
Right.
that's fun and worth watching and would definitely be a challenge. So tune in, check out Coney, check out Goo. That's all.
Goo, what you had to
I
say in
just
your
want to give a
plugs.
shout out to Short. I just feel like he's really active in the chats, and I personally just like seeing that from leadership. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
if you got definitely everybody needs to
Not that I agree with everything, but it's like still good to just have like leadership there.
yeah,
So
It used
I'll
to be
fill
my job,
everybody
but
in.
he's doing an excellent job with it.
I'll fill everybody in. I'll give y'all a little bit idea what's going on. The reason why Short has kind of stepped up in the interim is because, as most of you know, I'm going to be having a baby, my first baby in December. So
right.
I've been
Congratulations
working.
again.
Thank you. I've been working a shit ton, like 75 hours a week for the last month or so, and it doesn't look like
Damn.
yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be really giving me too much a break for the next week, maybe two, possibly even three, but I should be back on normally. So Short has put himself up. He's definitely me and Hunter kind of asked him to step in and manage everything. So if something if you see something that Short's done, that you just make sure everybody gives him gives him a pat on the back. Him and OG and the whole leadership team, everybody is really
Wait,
stepped
is
up, and
OG
you know
actually leadership? Because he told me he said that he
he
wasn't.
is.
Yeah,
Yes,
he said
he
he
is.
wasn't. He's the art.
He's not admin, but he is.
Okay. I was
He's
gonna
our
say
art
he
lead,
said he
but he
wasn't, and I was like, what?
there's a difference between leaders and the admins. The admins are there's technically there's me, Hunter, even though he's listed on Bungie as the founder of Phoenix. He does or Rising. He doesn't show up on Phoenix, but that's because that's for another time. But
Yeah.
DJ, Bosky, Shorty, Hunter, and myself are the only people that can promote and demote. Now we have leaders. We have leaders like OG and Mario
When did
and
Mario become a leader?
Mario's been quietly doing stuff for us during the day when most of us are at work, because
Hmm.
he has the luxury of being able to retire at 35. So he's kind of our eyes and ears for us during the day when we can't be on, just kind of making sure everybody's playing with each other and everyone's getting the help they need. Vish is a leader. He does a lot of the PvP coordinating. He helps us, talk to people who we haven't heard from or may not have put any points up the last week, just to make sure everything's okay. So the whole leadership team is stepping up in me and Hunter's temporary absence. And don't fret if you don't see me on as much or you haven't seen me on as much as I used to, or you don't see me on during the day anymore. I'm not leaving. Hunter's not leaving. We're all here to
Where are
stay.
you going?
It's just it's just that me and Hunter have some, especially him, we our schedules are jam packed and we're trying to make as much time for this as we can. But just like with anything, real life, unfortunately, as much as I would like this to be real life, I'd love to be able to retire and play games for money. But unfortunately, until that day happens, we all have to work. So real life over games, and don't forget that. You know what I mean? If you got something coming up, real life takes precedence over anything in this game, always. And if you need, someone needs a special pass, hey, I can't do trials this weekend because my I got to go out of town, my family's sick. By all means, don't feel like, you're going to get kicked for not, real life first. So just remember, everybody, real life first. Give Shorty some heads up. Give him a pat on his back, as he really is busting. And OG too, they're really busting their asses behind the scenes to make this upcoming tournament a lot of fun. And if it goes off like we think it's going to go off, we're going to wind up doing not just PvP tournaments, but we're going to be doing raid tournaments and other PvE events that are going to be set up very similar, along with obviously more PvP tournaments. But we will be expanding our tournament schedule.
Vault of Glass speed runs.
Yeah.
Yas.
Oh, it's not. It'll be something like what I would like to do personally. Is I would really like to
Well,
have
that's
a
time for another.
year
That's
one
for another.
completion, but we'll get into
episode.
that at
Yeah, we'll get
another
into
episode.
another episode.
So that's a It's
Which
called
we
a
will
teaser
definitely
campaign.
have
It's
you
called
back.
It's called a
Teasers.
teaser. It's
yeah,
called a teaser.
yeah, but I didn't want
If
you to
want-
give
if
away
you
all
wanna
the
hear
info.
the
You
plan-
know, I
Oh,
wanted
ain't
you to
gonna
hint
give
at it,
away
and
all
then
the
I'm gonna
info.
like, whoa,
If-
whoa. Next episode.
If
you
you all
want to
if y'all want to get the inside scoop from the top, and I mean from the top, tune in next week.
yeah,
There you go.
there you go. Goo, did you have any more plugs, or did you finish?
No, we're good.
You good?
No,
All
I
right.
got his
coming
plugs
out,
at my
guys.
house. I need two of them.
Canadian
Oh.
Hacksaw. Yeah.
All right. Well, I am Coney, formerly NPDO 45 Anacone. You know, Anacone, whatever. You can catch me
Vader.
on Twitch. Vader. Lord Vader.
Later.
You can catch me on Twitch at NPDO 45 Anacone. Or you can catch us at the podcast on Twitch at the KOTPodcast on Twitter. And then KOT
Clever.
Podcast on Twitch, which if you're here, you know, you should be able to find it. But yeah, definitely be sure to tune in next week where we will talk about new stuff for the clan. I believe that wraps it up.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you for listening.
Girls.
Thanks again for listening,
Yay.
and have a nice night, knights. And remember, burn in flames.